Hey, Andrew here from The Investor's Way, and welcome to Woody's Weekly Wisdom, episode number 36. And today we're looking at this headline: New data shows the scale of Australia's housing crisis. So, just to prove that, I guess I'm not always about negatively pulling apart a headline. Today, I want to talk about and show you what this article's telling us and how, as investors, we can take advantage of this information. So, this is, an investing business that I run. It is about helping people grow their wealth, and I want to use this headline to actually show you how that can be beneficial for you. So, new data shows the scale of Australia's housing crisis. So, I won't shy away from the fact that we're using emotive words like crisis. That is, typical of how they attract eyeballs. But let's just have a look at what this talk is telling us. And basically, what this table is, and I'll come down to the table here. It's showing us the property suburbs in Australia where there is 0 rooms for rent. So this doesn't necessarily mean there's no properties available for renters. This is people looking for a room. So this is not necessarily about someone who's a landlord who's bought a property and then can't find someone to rent the 3-bedroom apartment. This is for those people who just need one room and can't find it in any of these locations. And you can see that predominantly it's WA and New South Wales focused. I don't know if that's the full extent of the report, but certainly as the thunder approaches here in Sydney, so sorry if that's coming through the microphone. But basically what we're seeing here is a shortage of rooms available for people to be able to find somewhere to live. And obviously, that's a big deal. It's a big problem for those people who are in that scenario. But what I guess from an investing point of view, the good news about this article is these suburbs, if they've got no rooms available for rent and got such high demand for rooms, that means that people want to live in these suburbs, and therefore, if you could have or invest in these suburbs, you're going to do reasonably well. Now, I think I should point out the fact that the ones in New South Wales, in particular, Clovelly, Elizabeth Bay, Curl, South Coogee, and the city of Sydney, and Barangaroo, are all very much inner city and extremely expensive, and probably not going to come up on our list of suburbs for investing in at the moment because they are so expensive. But things like East Perth and Highgate, City Beach, Mossman Park in WA, again, probably some of the more affluent parts of WA, but also more attainable from an investing point of view. So the idea here is when you do see this type of information, it's a good idea to just delve in and see what it's telling us and see what it means for you as an investor. And what it's basically saying is that we're seeing massive increases, 16.7% increase in the per weekly rental amount for some of these locations. So that is telling us a story. Even though Melbourne doesn't appear on the table, it's showing 17.4% for rentals. So there's some invaluable information showing us that there's lots and lots of demand for space. And if you're a landlord and you've got space, then this article is confirming that there's people out there who are looking for spaces to rent, and therefore they need a room. And so if you've got space, make sure you're promoting it as widely as possible, because there's definitely people looking. And if these inner city suburbs, whether it's New South Wales, Victoria or WA, continue to be hard to find, then these people looking for rooms will move further suburban and potentially into one of your investment properties. So this article, whilst a little bit hyperbole in the headline, basically is telling us that the property market is very much still struggling for space when it comes to those looking to rent. And it would be bereft to not touch on the fact that interest rates have gone up again this month and just in this week, and that will flow through to people's budgets in the coming weeks. But I guess that information is going to then potentially be the final nail in the coffin that takes the air out of the property market from a price surge perspective, and is going to put even more pressure on the rental market as more and more people need to find space if they're forced to sell their properties because they can no longer afford to hold on to them. So lots and lots of data around the property market at the moment. The key here is that this article is telling us that there is lots of demand for rooms, and therefore, they are in predominantly inner city locations. That's going to force people into the suburban areas and help boost rental returns in the suburban areas. So that's a good thing if you're an investor in the suburban areas. Not so great for those people looking for rooms, unfortunately. And also with the interest rate rise, I think we're going to see property prices, maybe a little bit of the air come out of that bubble, and we might see some stabilisation in price rises there, but it is also potentially going to lead to some distressed selling, which could lead to even softer property prices, but not necessarily solving the rental crises. So as an investor, there's opportunity in what's going on here, and use that opportunity for good, not for evil, and ensure that you're positioning your properties that are in, I guess, the market rate, and not trying to take advantage of people who are looking to find a home and struggling to find a home. So hopefully that was helpful. That's Woody's Weekly Wisdom, episode number 36. If you're watching on YouTube, click the little bell to get notified. Hit the subscribe button down there. If you're watching on Facebook or LinkedIn, please leave us a comment or like and share, and let's get more people into Woody's Weekly Wisdom. And we will see you again next week for another episode. Cheers.